Okay, page 3. Setting proper motivation, which consists of 3 parts: refuge field, bodhicitta, and the purpose of this practice. First, refuge field. What to visualize and how to visualize. What to visualize? You visualize all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, whose every you see as a source of blessings in the form of wisdom, in the form of compassion, whatever religion they're following. And also here we are right next to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Let us also visualize His Holiness there. And how you visualize them, that they are so compassionate, so loving, caring, and embracing. The way, the manner in which the mother feels his love and affection towards her children. And if you could feel that, your bodhicitta, the refuge, sense of refuge will increase dramatically. And that serves as a basis for a practice to be very effective. And the bodhicitta field, visualize your 2 grandparents and your children, all your family members, and all the sentient beings around you. And here you are like the mother, and all of these are like children. And imagine that you are feeling this intense love, affection, care, and embrace to all the sentient beings. And the purpose of this practice is to awaken the Buddha nature within us. In other words, to identify the true nature of your own mind by removing the metal dirts, like the gold when mixed with the soil or when mixed with mud. Gold does not glow, although the nature of the gold is glow. We have to remove the mud by applying the remedies. And what kind of remedies to apply depends on what kind of mud, what kind of the defilements. And the defilements which obscure this beautiful Buddha nature within us is of 2 kinds. The gross and the subtle. Gross one referred to as afflictive obscurations, and the subtle one referred to as cognitive obscurations. And the first one, the afflictive obscurations, the presence of this stops us from attaining fearlessness or nirvana. And the subtle one, cognitive obscurations, the presence of this stops us from attaining Buddhahood, full awakening, or the infinite happiness. And this gross one is consisted of three kinds, Guantamani karmas, afflictions. And as I say this, try to see if you can also resonate with the understanding of what I'm going to say. So that way, all these learnings take place within you. And this afflictive obscurations is of 3 kinds: Guantamani karmas, afflictions, and active seeds. And all these 3 boil down to, they are all supported by the self-grasping ignorance. And the subtle one, cognitive obscuration, is the inactive seeds of the Guantamani karmas and the afflictions, including ignorance. And our job is to remedy this. And the final remedy, or the liberating path, is referred to as the wisdom of emptiness. And that must be, if that is supported by the motivation of renunciation, it will take you to nirvana, but not to Buddhahood. Whereas if it is motivated by renunciation plus bodhicitta, it will take you to Buddhahood, the infinite happiness. And wanting to share this wisdom with all the dear sentient beings, wanting to take all your dear sentient beings, your parents, your children, and all dear sentient beings towards the total fearlessness and infinite happiness. With this, let us going to start the following. Do the following practices, and as we do this, particularly with the recitations, make sure that the words are recited, the meanings are reflected, and as much as possible, experiences are invoked. Ready? And just by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha with Dharma, I pay homage. And just by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha with Dharma, I pay homage. And here's where great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha with Dharma, I pay homage. Okay, if somebody has this extra book, somebody has the extra book, so you're not using it. You're not using it. Okay, page 4. Page 4. Okay. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulation of practice, giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye jola zoge jonam la chanjo bardo dane gyapsu che dage Sangye jola zoge jonam la chanjo bardo dane gyapsu che dage jinso kebe sonam Ola benjere sanje dubare sho sanje jola zoge jonam na chanjo bardo dane gyabzuch nage jinso gebe sonam ge ola benjere sanje dubare sho. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no rising, no annihilation. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, who through the knowledge of all lead here, seeking passively to complete peace, who through the knowledge of past woes, those have migrated to achieve the aims of the world, and who through the possession of omniscience help subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teachers who guide them to protector to you amid prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays, to you the Buddha make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum desham dathagato yavatat desham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum tesham dathagato yavatat Yesham chayo nirodha Evam vati mahashramanaye svaha All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear-light and non-composite. Such an extra-light Dharma I have discovered, finding no one who can fathom this teaching in silence or return to the words. Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unseized, and has the nature of space. It is the object to help the angel of self-realized wisdom, to you, the mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times of your obeisance. 4 steps of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcendental sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dhamma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not watch the negative of his beings, nor does he remove the miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of the suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Page 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. As a reminder, as we read these lines, there you see the elucidation of the Buddha's qualities, mental qualities. See if you have some of these qualities or a similitude of those are there within you. If you do have, rejoice. And if you don't have, they rejoice. And we know that these are the qualities that I need to work on to eventually become the enlightened one, to benefit all the demon sentient beings. And if you don't see these within you, knowing that these are the qualities by which we need to grow to become Buddha, and that each one of us, we have this seed, the seeds of these qualities, and I need to cultivate these qualities and see how to nurture them further. Okay. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the four destroyer, completely perfected, full awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings and go for refuge. When all supreme amongst humans, you are born on this earth, you paced our 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. With pure bodies, formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust-free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incompatible wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dhamma that pacify I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, wholly feel qualified with realizations, that are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly, this is a teaching of Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. Through this merits may sentient beings attain the rank of false seeing, subdue the 4 faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the ways of aging, sickness, and death. Page 29, Heart Sutra. The Professional Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya-Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time that Buddha was dwelling on the massive vulture's mountain Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, composition factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composition factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object to touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element and so on, up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging in death and no extinction of aging in death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfectional wisdom, bound without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in 3 times also manifest the complete awakened, unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the professional wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the professional wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the professional wisdom is declared, Deyatha Om Gade Gade Bara Gade Bara Samgade Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound professional wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravalukitishvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound professional wisdom just as you have indicated, even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, Venerable Sharitvati Putra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Aravalukiteshvara, those surrounding the entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised as spoken by the Buddha. Okay, so to recite this, just imagine that we are in Rajgir. How many of you have been to Rajgir? Raise hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many have not been there? Raise hands. Okay. That'll be good if you can visit Rajgir. And do you know the best time? You check with others. Usually it's like November, I think. November is good. December is a little cold. November is good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So in fact, we're conducting Bodhicitta retreat in Root Institute. November, I think. Yeah. So there, how many attended the Bodhicitta retreat in Root Institute? Omar, Kate, and Shurula? No. Okay. Oh, the CJ? Root Institute. Okay. Okay. I thought the CJ's manifestation came there. Okay. So in November, the Bodhicitta retreat happens. So there, Bodhicitta, everything is being covered. And also we go to Rajgir, to Nalanda meaning the erstwhile Nalanda University, where all these brilliant thoughts developed. So this way we go there, we do teachings there, we take expression Bodhisattva vow. Okay. Good. So imagine that you are there, on this Rajgir Vulture's Peak, and imagine Buddha Shakyamuni there, His Holiness the Dalai Teshvara there, the Sheriputra there, and imagine that you are just right in the first row, and your two parents, your children, all the family members, all the other sentient beings with you, and you imagine that the Buddha Shakyamuni is exhorting thus: don't remain in the fears of samsara. Come to the ultimate happiness. Awaken your Buddha nature, and come to ultimate happiness. And you're hearing this melodious voice of Buddha Shakyamuni, you're so inspired, so happy. You inform this to all your dear sentient beings. Look, this is what a compassionate teacher Buddha Shakyamuni is exhorting us thus. Let us not remain in the fears of samsara anymore. Let us go towards the ultimate happiness together. Come along towards Buddhahood by awakening your true nature of the mind. So, with this mind, everyone is so inspired to remove the mental stains in 5 steps. Gade, Gade, Pada, Gade, Parasam, Gade, Bodhiswaha, to awaken the seed of perfection within yourself, to experience the infinite, the total fearlessness and infinite happiness, and sharing this wisdom with all the demon sentient beings. Deyata Om Gade Gade Paragate Parasamgade Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. By the teachings of 3 supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may in and outer hindrances be transformed, may they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified, may all negative forces opposed to the Lama be completely pacified, may the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified, may we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma, may all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, may auspicious and perfect happiness pervade this place now. 8 verse of mind training. Okay, today we'll read the 3 principal aspects of the path. Where is it? 3 principal aspects of the path. Go to table of contents. 3 principal aspects of the path. Where is it? Go to the table of contents. Go to the table of contents and see where it is. Page 77. Okay. Page 77. This is an extremely succinct text. It's very precious. We talked about the 3 principal paths before: renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness. And these 14 verses, they tell us 3 points with each of the 3 principal paths. Why to cultivate renunciation, how to cultivate renunciation, what is the measure of having cultivated with renunciation. Likewise, why to cultivate bodhicitta, how to cultivate bodhicitta, and the measure of having cultivated bodhicitta. And finally, why to cultivate the wisdom of emptiness, how to cultivate the wisdom of emptiness, and the measure of having cultivated the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, this is extremely the precious. I remember His Holiness giving the public teaching on this, and His Holiness said that I recite this every day, these 14 verses. This is so powerful way by which to shape a mind. So if you can, but of course, first we need to know the meaning, the 3 points associated with each of the three principal parts, and then once you know this, all the basis of what is written there, then if you recite every day, it continuously shape our mind. This is a very powerful way, very short, at the same time so succinctly composed by the greatly enlightened, the being, the author, the teacher, Lama Tsongkhapa. Okay, let's say it together. The three principal aspects of the path by Lama Tsongkhapa. I bow down to the Venerable Lamas. As well as I am able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha, the path praised by the conqueror's children, entrance for those who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones, who are not attached to the joys of cyclic existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddhas. Without pure renunciation, an end to the attraction to the pleasures of cyclic existence is unattainable. The craving for existence also binds beings. Thus, from the outset, seek renunciation. Reverse attraction to this life, but reflect on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find, and how life is ephemeral and without span. Reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karmas and its effects and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus, when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of cyclic existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation born is in you then. However, renunciation, if not tempered by pure-minded bodhicitta, will not bring forth the perfect bliss or unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise ones generate the excellent mind of bodhicitta, swept up in the current of the four powerful rivers, tied by strong bonds of karma so hard to undo, caught in iron of the net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born and reborn in limitless cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the three miseries. Thinking of your mothers in this condition generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta. Although you train in renunciation the mind of bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of cyclic existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. One who sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara and nirvana and destroys all focuses apprehension has entered a path which pleases the Buddhas. Appearances are infallible, dependent arising. Emptiness is understanding that is free of assertions. You have not yet realized the intent of the Buddhas. When these two realizations are concurrent, where the mere sight of infallible dependent origination concurrently destroys all modes of grasping through its definite discernment, at that time the analysis of the profound view is perfected. Furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence, emptiness refutes the extreme of non-existence. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by the view of extremes. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination, and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Okay, our next mandal offering, page 40. Okay, how many you don't know how to do this hand gesture? How many you don't know? Okay, okay. Okay, how many you don't raise hands? Okay, oh, Guru, you don't know. That's interesting. Okay, so the other will teach Gorilla, not now, later, and then the Raviji will teach Kabir, yes, and the Pinzola will teach the Sankita and Ayushi. Okay, and the yes, you know, good. Okay, how many else? Who else? Okay, Omar will teach the Rahul later, not now. Anyone else? Okay, there. Okay. The Kate will teach the Indrajitji, right? And the Namsala will teach the Rachel. Namsala, present. Okay, Rachel, you should identify your teacher. Good. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. So there, the Matthews will teach the Vedant. Yes. Okay, anyone else? Saurabh? You know that, Saurabh? You know that. Saurabh. Subro. You know that. You learned already. So fast. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, sometimes what people do is that the teachers, they make the students know how, the students to have this gesture happen, and they don't teach how to make it happen. Right? It just happens, and then they don't teach how to make it happen. Okay. Sanla. Okay, it's not like that. It will not work like this. Okay, it doesn't matter. You learn it later. So the energy, who's your teacher? Okay, CJ. Same mistake that I used to make. JC. Yeah. Okay, ready? This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, and the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. O Sajibya Mendo Tam Sanya Shando Mede Bhuvayin Doganam Dajanai Chamarai. May be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May be blessed that my Dharma practices on the proper path. May be blessed that the path is free of flaws. May be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. Becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps the true existence, please bless me with genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind should flows with the precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind flows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Edam Guru Ranam Lagam Nirateyami. The next page, 42. The foundation of all good qualities, the roadmap to enlightenment. The foundation of all good qualities, Palametsukapa. Foundation of all good qualities is a kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me that I rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me that the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After that, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest negativity and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the road to suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me with a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution and rise, the root of the teaching is keeping the breath emotion vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, Please bless me to see this, trained in Supreme Bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop Bodhicitta but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I'll not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I've pacified distraction to wrong objects and correctly analyzed their meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of karma abiding expression inside. Having become a pure vessel by training the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who showed the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all out and inner hindrances. Never separated from perfect Gurus, may enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and the paths, may could attain the state of Vajradhara. Okay, mix the mantra. First we say the English, followed by the Tibetan. When we recite the Tibetan, we can just simply recite it. We can recite all 5 lines. When we chant it, and just to tally with to accommodate the melody, the 3rd line is skipped. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hosts of demons without exception, Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Lobsang Thapa, at your feet I make prostrations. Lo sa cha be sham lo va de me za va de cha cha se cha me ka be om bo jan yam je ke be to ge to ka ba lo sa ta be sham la so wa de me za te cha cha se te me ke de om bo jan yam je ke be zu ye zo ka ba lo sa ta be sha la so wa de. Okay, now the generating the mind of consummate yoga. For this, this is the main practice. Thus far is the precursor and precursors. Now we're going to do the main practice, which consists of 4 parts. One is the single point meditation, then the 3 principal parts: renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom, and emptiness. Then, if your time permits, we will take a very quick aspiration of bodhisattva vow. Taking the aspiration of bodhisattva vow, it does not require anything. It does not require that you should be a Buddhist. It is not necessary. and that there's no commitment there. Just if you could feel that from today onwards, I will, if possible, I'll try to help others. If not, at least I'll not harm others. If this much you can commit, anybody is entitled to take this, especially Bodhisattva vow. Once you take this, the benefit is enormous. There's enormous benefit there, that your peace of mind invariably increases, and the people around you can see the difference. With the people around you, they feel so comfortable to be with you. The more you're serious you are with this aspiration Bodhisattva vow, the more the people around you, they feel more comfortable to be with you. So this is the benefit. Okay, with this in mind, first, the single point of meditation. For the single point of meditation, I hope I already explained this before. Single point of meditation, explained it. Okay, so if they are one or two who are totally new to meditation, so meditation there too, it's not that they just sitting and doing the breathing meditation or visualization meditation. That is not the full story of the meditation. It's just a part of it. So many people give the impression that this is everything. This is not. It's just a part of meditation. There are very more sophisticated meditations are there, but for the time being, this is what you're doing. And then alongside, you come to know that meditation is to bring about transformation in your mind. The real transformation takes place with the analytical meditation. For example, let's say, what is analytical meditation? Thinking your cognitive process, thinking your cognitive thought process. That is done by analytical meditation. Single point will simply stabilize your mind. That's it. It will not change the cognitive thought process. So with this, for example, when there's person A and you get a very bad feedback on person A, and the moment you see the person A, what's your impression? The uneasiness comes to you. And then later on, when you're with the person A, you come to realize that, no, that's not true. The person A is so good. So the person who ever gave the information about person A, that person A is jealous of person A. And you are given a very bad feedback, and you get the impression that he or she is so bad. And the moment you meet, this uneasiness coming in you. And then as you be with the person for a longer time, you come to the person, hey, so good. What happens? Ease comes to you. Ease. So why this ease came to you? Because of the change in the cognitive thought process. Earlier, cognitively, you think the person is bad. Now, cognitively, you know the person is good. So with this, the ease comes to you. This is the transformation. This means transformation. So, single-pointedness is required, but it is just for the stabilization. It's not for the cognitive transformation. What really transforms your emotions is the transformation in the cognitive thought process. So, analytical meditation is required to bring about transformation in your cognitive level. Okay, so what you do now is the single-point meditation, and followed by the analytical meditation to bring about cognitive transformation. Ready? Okay, so if they are one or two who have never been into meditation before, so just there are 4 points to keep in mind. What are they? Body posture, focal point, identifying the errors of meditation, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. 4 points. Let me repeat this. This is so important. Body posture, focal point, identifying the errors of meditation, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. 4. The body posture, you can sit on the chair, you can sit on the cushion, whichever you feel more comfortable. At the same time, if you have no issue with your legs or your backache problems, so forth, then sitting cross-legged would be good, and particularly for a long-term meditator. If you're thinking of doing a long-term meditation for years and years and years, then sitting cross-legged where you have no issue with no health issues, no knee problem, no back problem. Sit cross-legged with your left foot on your right leg and right foot on your left leg. And that would be very good for the reason that you can sustain this meditation longer, more fresh and alert. And what is very important is the backbone upright. They don't ever sit like, with the bend or the hunchback. Don't sit like this. Always learn how to sit upright. And even without meditation. And without meditation, if you want to lean against the support, lean against the support, backrest, but still keep the body upright, straight, not bend like this, but straight. Even if you lie down straight. Sit up straight. So this is very important. And the next important thing is the eyes not closed. Don't close your eyes. Eyes, they half open, 45 degrees cast down. Okay, if somebody can close this and close this. This one. Still, gorilla. Still. Good. Thank you. Okay. And the eyes not closed. Breathe normally. When your body is upright, make sure that your body is flexible, not rigid. If unconsciously, sometimes your body tend to stiffen your body, and if that happens, over a few days' time, you'll start to feel the pain in the body. Okay, good. And focal point, we just, if possible, go for multitasking. The first one is the counting breath. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Combined together is one cycle. Say, when you're by yourself, make it just 21 cycles. 21 cycles, a little over 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, and then give a short break, few seconds, 10 seconds, and again do it. If you like to do it, you can do it like three rounds, which means 21 cycles into 3 times. That's one thing. Otherwise, so here we'll do 5 minutes together, because in group and individual is very different. In group, there's some energy there where their tendency for us to go into the liturgy will be much less, because you're aware, somehow subconsciously you're aware that people are around me, so I cannot fall asleep. Okay, that helps you. Whereas when you're by yourself, the tendency is more, so the duration should be shorter. Okay, and then because it's multitasking, see if you can, while counting breath, you can also visualize a tiny white dot, very tiny white dot, 2 mm or 3 mm in diameter, with nose and upper lip. Just see if you can do these 2 things together. Okay, and identify the errors of the meditation. 2 errors. One is the inactivity of the mind, which is mental laxity, mental lethargy, and the other one is overactivity of the mind, which is mental excitement. Should any of these 2 things happen, go for the remedies. And we are bound to go through these 2 problems. When we go through these 2 problems, we have to fix them gradually with the remedies. Remedies to introspection and mindfulness. Introspection is to once in a while keep an eye on your mind to see if your mind is meditating or not, is sleeping or distracted. The moment you identify that, bring the mind back to the intended object of meditation with the help of mindfulness. Ready? Okay. And next is renunciation, which we'll do on the basis of the four seals. And otherwise, in the Tibetan tradition, the various traditions, there is a very standard the set of meditation on the renunciation, but we're going to do that on the basis of the 4 seals, which is actually the basic framework on the basis of which all these different traditions, they design the practice for renunciation. The 4 seals, which we read already: all composite things impermanent, all contaminated things are suffering nature, Everything is nature, emptiness, selflessness. Transcending sorrow is absolute peace or nirvana. Okay, so this is going to be done on the basis of the guide as a guided meditation. As a guided meditation, what we do is that just follow the instructions and see how much you can invoke the experiences. And don't try to correlate the instruction given here versus what you've learned before, earlier days, or from the reading of the earlier reading of the books, maybe with some teachers, and correlating. All these things you can do later after the meditation, not at this point here. Just focus on how to try best to follow the instructions and invoke the respective experiences. Ready? And in the instruction, say when I just cite a line, or just I say and give the instructions, don't think that, okay, this is a very standard thing. So in it, you can pick up many things, like the definition of renunciation, what exactly is renunciation, and in what way these points, the four lines, what each one of them mean, how each of the points of the latter points, how they are related to the earlier points, how they are linked to each other. All these things we can learn from this guided meditation. Don't just flow and then that's it. Later on somebody asks you, what did you do? You have nothing to say. So these are points that we be, in other words, we should be more alert. Okay, renunciation. Renunciation is to renounce your miseries. It is not to renounce the happiness. How to renounce the miseries? The Buddha taught, Ye dharma hetu prabhava. All these phenomena arise from the causes. It is only by eradicating the causes of the miseries that the miseries can be renounced, can be got rid of. And what are the causes of miseries? Buddha identified four main causes. Four main causes in the form of ignorance. First, ignorance, misperceiving impermanent phenomena as permanent. Ignorance, misperceiving miseries as happiness. Ignorance, misperceiving impure things as pure. Ignorance, misperceiving what is selfless nature as of selfhood. Okay, so the first one. To counteract the first ignorance, Buddha taught all composite things are impermanent. Impermanence is of three kinds, gross and subtle. Gross meaning where the object terminates its continuum, where the continuum of the object terminates. For example, 2020, 2021. For example, your childhood. For example, many of the people who you met in life, for example, in my case, I met my mother. I was with my mother for 5 years in my life, and she left the world. Impermanent. Beautiful moments, your celebration of the birthday, Diwali, Christmas, Chinese New Year, Tibetan New Year, Ladakh New Year, and so forth. What you celebrated the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, they're all gone. And COVID-19 simply erased so much of human beings from this earth. Extremely sad to see that. Believe it or not, 200 years ago, forget about 2,000 years ago, let alone even 200 years ago, this world was inhabited by minimum like 3 billion human beings. Today, 8 billion human beings. 3 or 4 billion human beings then. Were those people, just as we are today, we are doing practice. Some people, they are still in the bed. Some people, they are still perhaps in the pubs. And some people, some parents have so much expectation for the children. Children have so much of expectation and so forth to build their career. And the same thing happened 200 years ago. Where are these people? Not even guaranteed, not even a single person is left today. Guaranteed. What about their plans? What about their careers? What about their festivities, celebrations, and so forth? What about these? All gone. Whether the plans are accomplished or not accomplished, they're all gone, finished. This is a part of the impermanence. And what about us? Yes, today it seems so static, so stable, but a day is going to be there 200 years later, 150 years later. 150 years later, almost hitting 8 billion human beings. Not even a single person is going to be left then. That's for sure. Guaranteed. So in your case, some of you might be struggling for your life, for your jobs, family, and so forth. 200 years later, not even a memory of this will be left from this world. Only a handful of people will be remembered today. So people from 2,000 years ago who are being remembered. Buddha is remembered. Jesus Christ is remembered. Mahavir is remembered. Ram is remembered. Guru Nanak is remembered. Buddha is remembered. Only a handful of people are remembered. What about your great parents? In my case, forget about great parents. I don't have any clue of the grandfather from my mother's side. I have no clue who he was, no clue at all. So likewise, the people where we see, we take things so seriously, even with the small things. 200 years later, even what you consider as most important, they will all disappear, will fade away even from the memory. This is impermanence. Yes. And this impermanence, change, is possible only if there is a subtle change happening. Change that you see in a tree growing 10 feet tall is possible only if there's a change going on a yearly basis and the tree grows. This change on a yearly basis is possible only if there's change happening on the monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis, hourly basis, minute by minute basis, second by second basis, millisecond by millisecond basis. What is millisecond by millisecond basis change? Change which is so fast. So fast. And this is how our body is moving. This is how the world is moving. This is how your mind is moving. This is sudden impermanence. It's very scary to see these things. Yes, that's very true. The more you contemplate on this, the more you will realize that things are so transitory. They are like vibrations. Very scary. So just imagine that you are thrown in a train platform. A stranger throws you into a very fast moving train. What do you feel? I feel so scared, so much of fear. Why? Because we do not know where this train is taking us. The faster the train moves, more the fear. Likewise, the train of our body is moving so fast. The train of the whole world is moving so fast. It's so scary. Where is this train taking us? It depends on the driver. If the driver is your mother or the father, no doubt it will take you to a big spot. But unfortunately, if the driver is a terrorist, or your driver is under the sway of the terrorist, it will only take you to the slaughterhouse. In our case, who's the driver? Our mind is the driver. Where is this driver taking us? And unfortunately, this driver, the mind, is under the dictate, under the influence of the two demons, self-grasping, ignorant, self-centered, two terrorists, self-grasping and self-centered. As long as our mind is under the dictate of these two, it will only take us to the slaughterhouse, the death, and the miseries, more and more miseries, and the future, endless miseries. This is what the Buddha indicated as all contaminated things are suffering. Everything which is contaminated by self-grasping, ignorance, self-centered attitude, afflictions, contaminant karmas will only take us to miseries. What kind of miseries? Sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, bewilderment, and so forth. In fact, one moment of such a tragedy is good enough to nullify all the past moments of the wonders, the merriments, the festivities, celebrations, birthday parties, and so forth. All these are just so hollow, meaningless, gloomy in the eyes of one moment of such a tragedy, losing near dear ones. This is real. It's so painful to think of this. This is the meaning of all contaminated things that suffer nature. Okay. When will these miseries stop? 2021 stopped already on its own, without an effort. Yes, that's true. Impermanent things, there are three kinds. Some which